Virgo.
Hello Virgo, this is your astrological forecast for 2016, and ooh, what a month. Super month. We have what we call a blue moon, and you've probably heard the expression, and what is a blue moon, right? The expression goes, every once in a blue moon this or that happens, right? The definition of a blue moon is whenever we have 2 full moons in one calendar month. And so when we have a lot of that moony energy, the moon which regulates and rules our emotions, well, we're just going to have a lot of feelings. And let me just tell you that this month will hold supercharged feelings, not just because of the blue moon, but it's also because we have beautiful aspects here. The first 2 weeks of this month, we'll go through them day by day so that you can really get an insight as to what you can come to expect and how beautiful May is going to turn out for you. That full moon for you this month will be in the 4th house for family, your foundation, where you live, how you live, interaction with family members, or it could also be the real estate that you own. Some of you might be thinking about moving, buying, selling, and so forth. At least this whole area will now be illuminated there. Not before, though, the 21st when the full moon is present, but you do have the transit of Mars and Saturn in your 4th house. So you've already been working on this for a while, thinking about it, trying to get all your ducks in a row. There might be changes going on with family members due to the Saturn transit, especially the elderly. Saturn always represents the elders in our family. And Mars, having now moved into Sagittarius, is giving you more oomph, more drive, more focus here. But it will retrograde. Currently, when we start off the month, Mars is at 7 degrees, but then retrograding slowly but surely back into Scorpio, where it has been there in March, actually from end of February. So you're going to go back and finalize, all wrap up loose ends. I'm losing my words. But you're going to get to feel how it is to have this fiery energy of the Sagittarius with you. And Sag always loves to have goals on the horizon. That's what pulls us forward. There's also this very enthusiastic energy that Sagittarius brings, since it's ruled by Jupiter. So some of you might just feel a little antsy and wanting maybe to expand your living space due to this, so that you can roam around a little bit more. Talking about roaming around, listen here, this month, as we start out, we have the Sun, we got Venus, we got Mercury, we got the new moon in the 9th house, which is the house of Sagittarius. So again, we have vision on the horizons. We have the need and the feeling to travel to foreign places, meet foreign people, or even if you're just armchair traveling, going on Google Earth and doing your searches there, which is very fun to do, by the way. The 9th house also has to do with how we think on higher levels, not necessarily like the 3rd house, which is more the linear way of thinking, communicating. The 9th house is more your philosophical mind will be taking off, opening up for higher visions. Your philosophical self will start reaching for those deeper answers to your spiritual life. Now, Venus being in the sign of Taurus, the Sun is in Taurus, Mercury is in Taurus, even the new moon. Now, you're going to feel how the Taurian people normally feel by sun sign. Now, you are Virgo, but all these planets here are in your sister sign of Taurus. So you're going to be embodying this Taurian energy this month. Now, what does Taurus typically like to do? They're good about money. They like to secure the things that are important to them, their self-esteem, their inner values. You're going to feel more so a need to do this this month as well. You're communicating those things that hold security for you. But as far as like wanting to travel, you might be securing a ticket. You might be securing a place where you want to visit that has meant something to you here of the past. It could be like going back to where you were in your teens, perhaps to revisit there. I say revisit. Why? Because Mars is retrograde, right? And Mercury too, retrograde. So there might be people or places calling you from the past, and this can really come to give you beautiful experiences here this month. The ninth house is also deepening yourself, studying, researching materials, and it is a precursor to what is to come when the planets move into your 10th house, which is career. So you might be finding yourself preparing for what is to come there in June, but more about that next month. But you will come to see here on the 6th, when we have the new moon, that is time to place your intentions, Virgo. And your intention should be, I want to focus more on my higher self, my spiritual expansion, meditation, growing my inner self or higher self. Those things are going to be feeling very close to these emotions here this month. Meditation is a beautiful thing. You can come to see that as you bring out more of your own, should I say, artsy self. And I say that because the energy of Taurus is very artsy. They're great when it comes to shapes and forms and colors and patterns, design, music, arts, those kind of things. You might feel a little bit more drawn to it this month. So we have Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be moving direct again here on the 9th or 10th, depending on where you live, Virgo. 9th in the US, 10th here in Europe onwards. And it's in your first house. And the first house is you, your personality. So you're going to start seeing how that now is going to take on shape and form after the 9th, where you can be more expressive. Jupiter loves to travel. You've got all the travel planets up here. So anytime after the 10th, it's really going to kick in, and you're going to feel that restlessness of wanting to just spread your wings and then fly. So let's start here, top of the month. We have you starting out a little bit on a dreamy note. This is because the Sun and Neptune, which rules dreams, it rules that higher consciousness, your spirit, and the 6th tile here is doing a dance where you're incorporating, listening to, spreading your wings towards the ideal. And on the 3rd, it's expanding even more. Why? Because the Sun, you again here, your essence here connecting with a beautiful trine to Jupiter. Jupiter is the greatest planet, right, by size. And so it's going to be expanding you, your consciousness. And Jupiter also loves to bring gifts, all right? So there's a lot of abundance taking place here in this first week. The Sun is also going to be trining off on Pluto on the 7th. Now, Pluto for you is in the 5th house for passion, love, romance, self-expression, the businesses that you own, interaction with children. This is your inner self wanting, needing, and have been working towards a pivotal point of transformation. So I feel that what you've been working for the last 3 to 4 months will culminate here on the 7th, or between the 1st and the 7th, because I'm feeling your dreams on the 1st, Jupiter expanding and giving to you, all coming together there on the 7th. So celebration time, essentially, for you. Now on the 9th, we have Venus, which rules love and romance, also money, of course, is sextiling Neptune, your hopes and dreams, and that inner vision. It's really a time for you to circle, to have a beautiful date night. Put that on your calendar. I feel if you're single, this could be a great time for you to meet somebody new that really resonates with you on the same inner frequency. There's a sense of recognition to a point where you can attract a soulmate if you're single, which is great if you're already in a relationship. Well, you guys are seeing eye to eye and heart to heart, because when I speak of the heart, when we have both Venus and Neptune, it's your heart chakra opening up and just feeling this beautiful greatness. On the 10th, Venus is still adding more to the picture and into the mix, because now it's trining with Jupiter. This happens here not that often, so you're going to feel that Jupiter is going to bestow upon you gifts of gratitude, happiness, joy, even maybe presents, shower you one way or another. It could be news of money coming in, receiving that, since Venus rules money, rules love, and Jupiter here now, having perfected what you've worked for over these last few months coming in. It's time here, Virgo, for you to receive. To make it even better, we have the 12th and 13th. So I hope you're writing this down, or, by the end of the month, come back and re-listen. Because as you're initially listening to this, we only hear what we want to hear, and what we don't recognize, it kind of goes in there, out there. But at the end of the month, it makes a lot more sense. So on the 12th, Mercury, the messenger. Mercury is also communication. How we communicate, what we communicate, how we take in, how we listen, right? But it's also the messenger, and it's coming with a completion of something really potent and powerful from Pluto. It's a trine. Your Pluto being in the 5th house, so either from one of your children, it could be from your significant other, or it could be from a new loved one. It could be your own inner creativity, or the business that you own. But Mercury and Pluto here is like the key in the lock, opening up. On the 13th, Mercury will do the same thing here as it initiates. It's like putting the key in the ignition, with Venus also ruling and dealing with money. And this could be you acting upon taking action as far as travel, since your Venus is up there in the 9th house. Or it could be you making some decision, wanting to start meditating or taking on some new studies, which is spiritual, because the spiritual energy is magnificent for you here, Virgo, this month. Especially because we do have that Neptune, which is so powerfully working on you from the opposite end, from Pisces. You've been here now for a couple of years, tuning into these higher dimensions of your quantum self. So I'm feeling that, yes, this month here is just absolutely beautiful. So until 13th, you started off beautifully, but every month has a little hiccup in the matrix, a little challenge to be met, and that is when the Sun and Mars are going to be opposing each other on the 22nd. And Mars's action, it is your goal, your drive, but it could also be somebody outside of yourself wanting your attention to go do something, to take your action over there. But the Sun is here, still probably wanting to float on cloud 9 because everything's been so beautiful, right? So the Sun and Mars, this is you now here between having to regulate these two energies. Maybe work is calling upon you and you have things going on at home, or vice versa. On the 24th, we have Venus opposing Mars. So again, here we have the energy of being pulled, the push-pull energy. So try to balance the best you can without allowing it to stress you too much. It doesn't have to be either or. It's always, when we have oppositions, is to look at the midpoint, right? So that we can do both. That is the best solution. But talking about push-pull here, Virgo, the 26th is definitely that. When we have Jupiter and Saturn square, Jupiter wants to expand. It expands everything it touches, even in a difficult aspect. It wants to grow and expand. But Saturn is the planet with rings, right? And so it restricts, it limits us. And so here we go. We have to make a decision whether to open, expand, or hold back and limit. So if you don't have to sign anything or make your decision here on this day, I would say hang in there to the 30th, when Mercury, your thoughts are cleared out, or at least more news can come in to illuminate this area, because Pluto is finality. It's ending something, but at the same time, it never ends without opening up. And since it's a beautiful trine, it's actually the key in the lock, or in the ignition. So you will know what you want by the end of the month. Mercury now is direct, so you're good to go. You can sign what you need to sign, make the decisions. So I feel that you're really now having a time where you're setting yourself up for what June will bring. You started off May fantastic. All of this now is really opening up your scope for June, and I'm super excited to see what that is going to do for you. But listen to your tarot scopes as well. That gives you a little bit different information and insight that can add to what the planets are talking about for you here in May. And I'll see you there in June. So have a good one. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.